Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for being here. I'm Yan Cheng from National Taipei University of Technology, and Professor Zhen discussed all the process and methods during the study. I'm pleased to give a HFB conference about usability and user readability of nuclear evacuation map design, and I would like to share a part of our work in this field. The table of the content will follow the order of the paper. Start from nuclear evacuation preparation in Taiwan, the separated method of legend, information, and elements. Then will be the discussion of the better readability and usability of the content of users' feedback. There will be some future improvements point to share in the end of time. In the wake of Tohoku earthquake in Japan, Taiwan's government and nuclear power plants have become more aware of nuclear safety. To publicize and promote residents' evacuation awareness around the power plant, the local government distributed evacuation maps and disaster prevention kits for the people to use. The proposed evacuation zone for Taiwan's nuclear power plant covers a population of 5.5 million, so proper evacuation planning are of paramount importance. The study focused on the map, which distributed to the public. We divided our methods into legend, information, and elements to explore each user's satisfaction. There are 3 parts of the experiment. Participants were required to draw legends, identify legends, and use 3 different Taiwan current maps to complete tasks. The first part, participants will see a title and there will be explanation of the icon function below. They have to complete the icon and explain what drawing elements was used in their ideas. These are the results which participants draw in the icon gather point. There will be different elements like arrows, targets or flags, and people in their ideas. After a break, there will be identify questions about icon which is usually used in evacuation map in Taiwan. The icon was selected from website of different county and there are no limitation on the type of disaster. Participants uses 3 different kinds of map to complete tasks. We asked participants to determine the source of risk and explain the elements they followed in all maps. There will be several questions about which gather point they are going and what kind of path they choose and why. Some of the question is related to the content at the site, to know if participants are fully receptive to correct information. They will have to fill out the satisfaction score, the rank, and their reason of every element or information used in the evacuation map. There will be a semi-structured interview after all 3 experiments. The result of legend shows only 39% of the color-free legend meet the ISO threshold. Even if they are confident in their answers, the fire department legend recognition rate is only 10%. Participants could only recognize the meaning of the elderly-related, disabled-related, and children-related from the corresponding legend, elderly social care institution, disabled social care institutions, and children social care institution. The legend cannot fully express the meaning of social care institution. Emergency Operations Center at the rate of 3%. It is hard to recognize by native Chinese speakers in Taiwan. There are some legends also at low rate of recognition, which is important to users like Protection Station that no one got it right, and Gather Point is rated at 20%. Low rate recognition legend was not simple enough for the public to quickly identify. According to the result of task, there are several findings which indicated some users' preference during route planning. The use of the evacuation arrows on the map can effectively guide the participants' sides while reading map. However, it is easy to mislead the source of risk. Half of the participants used the scroll down map in the task of map 2. 80% of the people who used scaled-down map were able to observe the relative position information. Participants' satisfaction with the "You are here" and evacuation arrows are 96 and 84%. The information on gather point and evacuation principle received 88 and 86 satisfaction. However, compared to the result of the text, there are only 20% of the gather point and 30% of the evacuation principle were correctly read in different tasks. These findings indicate that critical information cannot effectively understood by a part of participants. In the semi-structured interview, 13% of the participants request a reading order to follow. A sequence to follow can ensure the critical information such as which assembly point should they choose and evacuation principle be read effectively and avoid only overviewing on the map. The research found a negative correlation between the score of system usability skill of viewing Map 1 and Map 2. Based on the semi-structured interview, we speculated that users were more satisfied with the information on Map 1. However, the two-dimensional graphic on Map 2 is a clean way to present the road and landmarks. About legends, we suggest using highly used elements to renew the icons. For example, the original fire department legend had a low recognition rate. We picked commonly used elements that participants draw in the questionnaire, like the fire hydrant were used 31%, fire station 21%, and fire trucks 12%. We suggest that redesigned legend can use elements with firefighting characteristics like fire hydrant, and it is easy to associate with an emergency number as in supplement. Here are some icons that we redesigned, uses elements that participants associated in the experiment. About information and elements. In an emergency, specific information and elements labeling can guide users to make decisions. Participants should carefully use the evacuation arrows on the map to avoid misleading. Users expect gather point and evacuation principle information, but they cannot understand effectively during the mission, resulting in mission failure. In future evacuation map design, we can integrate important information content by reading the sequence step by step. Therefore, users can first read the critical content such as gather point and evacuation principle in the sequence. When mentioned an ideal map, 76% of the respondents mentioned confirmed the direction. Carrying an exact gather point in the information helps users know where to go. 46% believe that reading order should first confirm their position and then look for the correct destination. 39% felt that knowing the disaster risk scope after identifying their location was helpful to decide their destination. It will be helpful if an evacuation map meet all these conditions. According to the result, which shows a negative correlation between Map 1 and Map 2, combining the advantages of both Map 1 and Map 2, which we know from the semi-structured interview, the proper amount of information in Map 1, and two-dimensional graphic map which can display routes and essential landmarks clearly, can provide a better readability. Guiding users to grasp the gather point and evacuation principle by reading in order might be an effective way. Satisfied evacuation elements such as evacuation arrows and "You are here" help users quickly understand their position related to their destination. The interview results show low load information and clear path on map is easy for the participant to read. Since we know that indicating the direction and their goal can make people use the map better, in the future it should be a clear map and indicate the gather point and hazard risk scope to help make decisions. Furthermore, a scaled-down map or a better way to relate the environment and knowing self-position will help users get into situation faster. The findings of the study are helpful to the optimization of future evacuation maps. This is me and my professor giving so much advice and help. Thank you for your attention.